Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Honorable Pete Ricketts, Governor of Nebraska.
Well, good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? Good. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here today to address this group, and I want to thank Secretary Ross and the Department of Commerce for organizing this. And the reason I am here today is to invite you to invest and trade with Nebraska. Investment and trade is how we are growing our state. That's a cornerstone for our overall strategy. And Nebraska has got the business climate to make that possible. If you look at companies in our state right now that have a headquarters outside the United States, they employ about 59,000 people in Nebraska, and over the course of the last 10 years have invested $7.2 billion in our state. And why are they doing that? Well, they're doing that because we've got a great business climate. In Nebraska, we have had companies like Kawasaki have an over 40-year relationship in our state. They have invested and created 2,000 jobs with their manufacturing facility, and just recently, last year, announced an additional investment, creating their first ever aerospace division in the United States, right in Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska is home to 4 Fortune 500 companies: Union Pacific, Berkshire Hathaway, Peter Kiewit, and Mutual of Omaha. We are creating the Silicon Prairie in our state, with investments like Facebook creating their ninth worldwide data center in Nebraska. And we actually have a data center hub there with other companies like Fidelity and Travelers and Yahoo. We also have homegrown technology companies like Huddle, which is a leader in the sports information industry, sports software. And why do all these companies come and invest? Because they know they can be successful in our state. Nebraska has won the Governor's Cup from Site Selection Magazine for 2 years in a row now for the most economic development projects per capita of any state in the country. In fact, for the last 2 years in a row, we have had more economic development projects than North Dakota, South Dakota, and Kansas combined, because companies recognize we're a great place to do business. Forbes ranks us the 4th best state overall for business. We're the 6th most fiscally stable state, according to the George Mason's Mercatus Center. And U.S. News & World Report earlier this year ranked us the 7th best state overall. Now, I didn't check to see where that ranked us against Colorado and Governor Hickenlooper, but certainly there's a friendly competition between all the states to be able to get your investment dollars. We want your business, and that's why I'm here today, to ask for your business. Come to Nebraska and invest. Now, how are we creating this environment? Well, I think about it in 3 broad categories that we focus on. First is developing our people. And that's something that's very important because, as you know, that's the key to make any company successful. The second is making sure we're running state government like a business so that we're easy to do business with. And third is really focusing on that business climate so companies can be successful. So I'm going to hit each of those real briefly for you. Now, when it comes to developing our people, I can tell you that you are not going to find anybody better to hire than in Nebraska. How do I know that? Well, I was the former chief operating officer of what is now TD Ameritrade, the online brokerage firm, a Fortune 1000 company that's headquartered in Nebraska. And I can tell you, when you hire in Nebraska and you get somebody who's well-educated, who's got a great work ethic, who's customer-oriented, who's loyal, and will help your company succeed. In fact, Nebraska has one of the highest labor force participation rates in the country. Nebraskans want to work. And so we needed to harness that and develop it. So, for example, at the state, we've got a grant program that encourages private sector companies to work with our school systems to create programs in 7th and 8th grade, early on, to get kids interested in science and technology, computer programming, logistics, manufacturing, construction, automotives, all the skilled labor forces. And what we're seeing in our high schools is that they're developing those career academies to continue that education so that those kids will then know what they want to pursue when they get to the workforce. Another challenge in our state, as it is across the country, is low unemployment. So we've changed our unemployment system into a reemployment system, requiring everybody to create that resume, get pointers from a job coach, training to take the next best job. And by doing that, we have reduced the amount of time people are spending unemployed. We've reduced the amount of benefits we've had to pay out, and that's allowed us to reduce our unemployment insurance tax by over 25% last year, saving Nebraska businesses nearly $20 million. And folks, that's how government's supposed to work. Win, win, win. Person gets a job, company gets somebody to hire, taxpayers save money. That's how we're developing our people. Second, making government run more like a business. And that means taking the same things that you all do every day to be successful and applying them to how we run state government. For example, all the folks in my agencies have been through Lean Six Sigma white belt training to teach them why we do process improvement and why do we treat people like customers. That manifests itself in, for example, getting our permits out faster. We were able to get Yahoo their permit for their emergency engines when they expanded their data center in just 2 days. We've cut the time it takes to do an air construction permit down from 188 days to just 88 days. That allows companies to get to work faster and to create jobs faster. And then third, just the natural benefits we have and the way we're approaching our government is allowing us to create that cost-competitive environment. Nebraska is centrally located. You can reach 90% of the U.S. population by 2 days by truck. We've got the 4th best infrastructure in the country, according to the Reason Foundation. We've got the 13th lowest cost of living, according to U.S. News & World Report. We've got the 4th most affordable housing. So you will be able to find an environment where your people can be successful and where your company can be successful. And that is how you can grow your business. And so we are seeking that outside investment to come to our state to be able to find a fertile environment for companies to be able to grow. That's how we've won the Governor's Cup for the last 2 years in a row. That's why companies like Kawasaki have come here. We've had additional companies like Agroplastics from Canada do their first U.S. expansion in Nebraska. Novozymes, a Danish company, recently invested in their facility in Nebraska, creating a campus with companies like Evonik, a German company, and Veramaris, which just had the roof raising on their new $200 million facility, all on that same campus. All those companies in that hub of biosciences. They understand that they are going to be successful in Nebraska. And that's why we invite you to come to our great state to see what we have to offer. And in fact, we're going to be hosting the 50th anniversary of the U.S. Midwest Japan Association here later in September, September 9th through 11th, looking again to host those companies who want to see what we've got to offer in Nebraska. So thank you all again for being here today at this conference. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to make the quick sales pitch on why Nebraska. We've got a great state. We've got a great environment. We're running state government like a business, but best of all, we've got the best people in the world for you to be able to hire. Thank you again for your time. Please take the opportunity to get to know us. I know that you'll be able to be successful in our state. Thank you very much.